Today, I am going to tell you a tale of two trainers. And I'm telling you this story because it taught me how important it is to have the right guide for your quest that you can get to where you're going instead of wherever they think you should go. And I hope that this can help you decide if you have the right guide for your quest. The first trainer was an expert in their field. They had competed in national bodybuilding competitions. They had studied fitness their whole life, had a college degree, and then their training certification, and was really living the lifestyle that they were treating their clients. The second was more of a health coach. I had started working with them just to help with accountability and nutrition and weight loss. But as I lost the weight, they helped me shift into my next phase, which was fitness. And they were more of just like a sounding board who gave practical tools and ideas as I started to increase my training and needed more nutrition to go along with that. Trainer number one, I was still pretty new to exercise. I had finished the very first DVD series I had ever completed. It was a 12-week program, but then I was ready for a little bit more challenging stuff. And I needed to know how to use things safely. I didn't know how to program workouts. I had never studied fitness and nutrition at this time. I just needed a guide. And one of the things that I had told was I really wanted to be able to do a pull-up. And the trainer told me that that was very hard for women to do, basically impossible. And as I sat there and they told me this, all I could think was, you are a woman who I have watched do a pull-up and you are telling me that it is impossible. And when I brought it up, I'm like, well, I've been training for life. Now, mind you, I have realistic expectations. I may not have studied fitness a lot at this point, but I knew that I wasn't going to do a pull-up overnight. There are steps to take, sequence of events. We see our heroines in books that do this all the time. They go from like zero to hero. If you've watched Hercules, it's not an overnight thing, but they told me it was impossible. And then I kind of just started to doubt them because they told me it was impossible, but I saw you do it. So why is it possible for you and not for me? And I feel like that's something that's really important in coaching is because when you tell me your goal, even if it's out there, I want to help you get there. The other trainer, and this was years after I had gotten rid of the first one, I had lost weight and was getting ready to start exercise. And I told them that I was feeling a little bit like bored in my workouts. I didn't really know where I was going. I was going to the gym every day. I was doing some things, but I was just doing them to check them off a to-do list. I didn't really have a finish line in place because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And he asked me to think about what I was training for. Gave me a week, said, we meet again in a week. Let me know, what are you doing this for? What is your why? Why do you want to do this? And I still to this day will tell you that I don't think that he's ever had anyone answer the way I did and is probably still shocked and sometimes still refers to me as the crazy girl in like the most loving way ever. I told him I was training to survive the zombie apocalypse. Mind you, the other trainer had told me that wanting to do a pull-up as a woman was basically impossible. And I was telling this man that I wanted to train to survive the zombie apocalypse. If someone was going to tell me something was impossible, which one would you have picked? But instead of telling me it was impossible, he said, okay, so what does that look like? What skills do you need to survive the zombie apocalypse? So what did I do? I canceled my gym membership. I have a 9-acre property. I started going out and hiking through my backwoods. I have tires. I have buckets. I would wear a weighted vest. I would get on my belly and crawl down the entire length of our field. Still to this day, surprised no one called the police about the girl in her backyard dragging herself through the mud. But from that one conversation, not only did I start training to survive the zombie apocalypse, I read a book where the author had so detailed the workout that I was like, I could train to be a Valkyrie. And then I found out that there are a bunch of other people who also want to train to be a Valkyrie. And if you're watching this, this is probably you. And from there, I have an entire community of people who are training to survive their favorite fantasy worlds. And we're doing things like swinging swords, swinging maces, hiking through the woods, focusing on our steps so that we can have the endurance to survive in the fantasy world where there are no public transportation or cars. And it's all because I finally had found a guide who looked at me and said, your goal isn't stupid. It isn't impossible. Let's figure out how to get you there. So I want you to think about, what are you training for? Are the guides that you currently have in place able to help you get there? Or are they telling you it's impossible? Are they trying to put you on a quest that you don't even want to be on? And these are things to consider. And maybe you don't even have a guide and you don't know where to go. So come hang out with me. I'm not going to tell you your goal is impossible. I'm going to help you figure out how to make it happen. So maybe you want to survive the Hunger Games. That's going to be a lot of hiking, which means your workouts are probably going to be outside through the woods, walking. And yeah, there might be some weapons training involved in that too. Maybe it's climbing. Climbing gyms are a huge thing right now. Or maybe you want to ride a dragon or a griffin or a Pegasus. And the things with those are always going to be your static holds because though it looks easy because you're just sitting on a thing, you have to hold yourself on the thing. And that's going to be being able to squeeze your legs together for a long period of time. Keep your core engaged, your shoulders up, because we all know if you've ever sitting on the ground without a back to it, your back starts to get sore after a while. So we are working on those static holds so that you can sit in that saddle for long periods of time and not be super sore after. What are you training for? Do you have guides to get you there? Are they in alignment with the goals that you have? If not, come hang out with my community. We work on this every day. The link is in the description. Just come hang out with like minded people.